Well, once again, thank you for inviting me as a dinosaur. And I really, it's nice to come in after the presentation you've had, because my job is to explain a little bit of the history, and firstly to tell you that the Motorway Development Trust did not start in 1971, it started some years before. And it's also fair to say that the community had to fight the council to a standstill in order to get it in the first place, and the deal that was struck isn't one I think you should go back and with admiration. It is something which was always slightly conflicted. The motorway was originally planned in the 1940s, and those of us who look at the map saw this wonderful, elegant curve from Hammersmith onwards, which cut through some of the worst housing in London, rather than cutting the direct route through the perhaps more expensive housing. And we know that there was no effort made to see what would happen as a result of this incursion. So when I came to Notting Hill, they cleared this massive space and the engineering works had started. In the 1960s, there was an organisation called the London Free School, a free association, people who ran a whole lot of meetings, talks and so on and so forth. And one of the group, which led by a man called Adam Ritchie, who I think would have been here this evening if he wasn't tied up elsewhere, he called together and said, well, why don't we have a playground on that waste space? And at the bottom of Acton Road in the summer of 1966, and I have to say that's 49 years ago, a ad hoc volunteer playground was run. And after the summer, that was an exciting summer, there was somebody whose name I've forgotten who ran Pied Piper marches through the streets of the area. And there was a Destruction in Art symposium also on the space cleared by the motorway. There was a lot of interest in the space, although no plans to do anything about it. After that summer, Adam got a group of people together, of which I was one, and decided that we should fight for permanent play space in the area. Now, I wanted to say, when I was thinking about this, is that this wasn't an isolated business. There was an awful lot going in the area and a lot of vibrant activities. Firstly, around here, there were an appalling number of street accidents with children being knocked down by cars in the street, and the traffic wasn't regulated. There was appalling housing conditions, and people were starting to organise to get something done about that, particularly using the housing trust to do rather more than they were doing at the moment. There was absolutely no play space for children in the area, and there was a demand for nurseries and under-5 provision, and a growing need for legal advice so that people could understand better the rights that they had. And this was an angry community, getting itself together and getting organised. And one of the things that was done was to say, well, if we've got this allocation of space running right through our area, why can't that be used for the benefit of the community? And what we did was we met over that following 67 winter, and it dawned upon us, rather stupidly I suppose, after about 3 months, that if we're going to fight for a playground, why don't we fight for the whole space? And so we started to become the Motorway Development Trust and not the place-based North Kensington Group, and we started to push for this. And I must say, we went through an intensive period of lobbying local councillors, GLC members, anybody we could lay our hands on. And we got, I mean, it was a tough ground. I remember one meeting I went to with Adam where one of the Conservative councillors hissed at him as he left class traitor. And it was that kind of antagonism. Until one day, somebody pointed out that the maps we couldn't get hold of, but the maps were held in a small office at the top of County Hall. And we made a journey to see them, and there were, sure enough, the maps of the motorway were there, but underneath was written car park. Quite amazing. car park. And we wanted to know who decided that the whole of North Kensington should be now passed over to car parking. And again, we pushed and got a prosecution from whoever we took it, until one day, one of the ex-local councillors who had been on the Greater London Council phoned up them and said, when did you get planning permission? And they said, we've got the planning permission. He said, well, can you get the papers out? I'm coming out to see them. And within 10 minutes, a phone call came and said, oh, you don't bother to come up, Councillor. He said, because we don't have the planning permission. And when that happened, we realised that we'd caught them out. We caught them out on having, as it were, allowed themselves to do something without deciding they had two twin problems. They were going to have cars on the deck. They had to have some plans for the underside. And after that, we got a very rapid response. We were, a working group was set up, and there was general agreement that the good ideas should be done, and we skimmed over the planning issue. Once that was done, and we ran the playground on the summer of 1968, there was the most disgraceful, I think, period where we had to negotiate with the, particularly with the local council, because the local council made very clear as if they had to give up its 23 acres, then certainly no, they weren't going to pay for it. And the idea of setting up a charity was, in the council's mind, the kind of charity that would raise money and not put any money on the rates, but it was the kind of organisation which would certainly have no local control and not reflect any local demands. And we went through really a quite extraordinary period where we went to, the council originally came forward, this is Kensington and Chelsea Council, came forward with the idea that we should have a charity. 7 of the trustees would be nominated by the council, and 4 would come from local groups. And local groups would be ones chosen by them as what they called responsible. In the end, some quite high-powered people had to explain to them that that is not a charity, it's not an independent organisation at all. And at the end of the negotiations, we went for the formula, which I'm not sure what it now is, but it was you had 7 people from the community and 7 people nominated by the councillor, and a chair, which they originally said would be, they would have a veto over the chair. And it was on that basis that the organisation was started in 1971. And you'll notice in the histories of the papers, people would say, what a pity it was born in conflict. And if we'd all worked together, we would have got where we wanted to get to much more quickly. That's not the message I take from it. It was you have to fight for everything you need and you want. And every step along the way was well worth it. At the end of the first period, where a diplomat called Sir Patrick Riley was the chair, at the second chair, Adam and I went round the number of notables in the area, and we put forward the name of Jennifer Jenkins, who was married to Robert Jenkins, but was a considerable heritage person in her own right. And the council told us it was impossible to have her because she had a left-wing association. And we got to the point of saying this has to go to the press. Before she was done, she was the second chair and carried the trust forward a great deal. I think the point of what I came here to say was that this was an angry community trying to get the facilities that they needed. And although I don't know the details of where we are now, I would say it again, is if you want something, it's going to have to be fought for. And I am delighted to come to a meeting of this size and tenor, because it's clear that you're well on the right way, but don't think it's going to be done by negotiation.